One of the things that we talk a lot about also is inflation. And you hear this term a lot, inflation. And what is the definition of inflation? It's prices going up. And when prices are going up, the value of your dollar becomes less. So I'll say that again. With inflation, prices going up, that same dollar, you need more dollars to buy similar goods, right? So right now, inflation, and over the past several years, has been fairly low, pretty tame, around the 2% per year area. The historical average is around 3%. But what this table shows you that is if you just sat in cash with $50,000 in your mattress, not earning any interest, not invested in any assets, what happens to that money because of inflation? It erodes that purchasing power of those dollars. So the orange line is the value of your money at 3% inflation, and the blue line is at 6%. And if we just scroll over to the right axis, you can see that at 3%, if you put that $50,000 in a mattress, over 20 years, you're going to lose 45% of your purchasing power. That means prices have risen enough that it's going to take a lot more dollars in order to buy those same goods. So we even talk to a lot of clients who are experienced investors who sit on piles of cash. And a lot of the conversations that we have are about investing that cash, not necessarily to take risk, but just to keep pace with the rate of inflation so that the value of that cash is not eroding over time. So a lot of us are not starting our investment lives and our working careers with a lot of money in the bank, but we're going to show an example of even starting with just a little bit and then contributing every year can really lead to some powerful and returns over time. So this is assuming no return at all. That's the point, is that it's just pure cash, literally in your mattress, and thinking that that's a safe or a good investment just to hold that cash. And what this is illustrating, that it's actually working against you, because the value of those dollars is actually, you're purchasing fewer goods. You can buy fewer TVs or what have you over time. Over 20 years, the value of your money because of inflation is declining over time. You know, you might hear your parents or your grandparents talking about, I know my dad loves to tell this story about how he used to buy a hamburger for a nickel. And we come, bring that forward, and that same hamburger is $15. And that's an example of inflation, but it also shows you that that dollar, or that nickel in this case, 40 years later, it does not buy you the same goods as it did before.